So that is not a 1UZ, and you're probably wondering, what the heck? It's been so many months. Why haven't I made any progress? Well, I'm just collecting parts. This is a big endeavor, guys. So just a quick update for you. Sorry it's been so long. Hey, this engine's running great. I'm enjoying it, getting all the life out of it. Not in a rush. Told you this would be a slow build, but hey, here's where things are. The engine, nothing exciting going on here. It's sitting kind of where it was, keeping it covered up, all the humidity and everything, keeping everything oiled down. But this block and heads and everything, they're gonna need all the machine work and porting and, you know, rotating assembly stuff. So long way to go there. But what I did today, and just to kind of see where I'm at, take a little inventory, is laid out a bunch of parts. So over here, we've got the basic, you know, water bridges with all the new original Toyota sensors, like the sender and the sensor for the water temp, new serpentine belt, and like exhaust manifold gaskets, thermostat stuff, got the Venom billet, water neck housing, and like valve cover, bolts, yada yada, front cover stuff, cam gears. Oil seals for the cams and the plugs in the back, ready to rock. And of course, valve cover gaskets. And then, you know, basic XAT Racing billet pulley set. Still need to get a power steering pump. Been trying to find one in the junkyard to rebuild. They sell like a rebuild kit, like Lexus, Toyota sells it. It's like $50 with new seals and like snap rings and everything. So that'll probably be the way to go. Yeah, crank pulley, you know, got the timing kit, you know, the water pump, timing belt, all that fun stuff, motor mounts. You guys have seen the intake from the last video. Yeah, it's just sitting here. I'm trying to determine what to do about the throttle body. The throttle body that came with this thing, you know, it's an LS bolt pattern. It doesn't have any idle air control valve like welded on or built into it. So I'm like, how do you control idle? You know, there's ways to do it in the tune, but to make it run really, really smooth, I'm really considering going with like a GM throttle body from Motion Raceworks, like their 92mm version. And that actually has a built-in GM like throttle position and idle air control provision. So that might make it like pretty simple, straightforward. This takes GM style injectors, which I don't have that yet either. I believe like an LS3 with like an EV6/EV14 plug, which is pretty exciting because that theoretically would mean that some of the universal LS injector harnesses would plug and play, maybe with some terminal changes or like wiring it into like the Mega Squirt, but we'll see. Oil pump, it's new Toyota oil pump. It's been modified by XAT Racing, you know, shimmed, you know, this their turbo flow version is how they market that. 2UZ 4Runner 4-wheel drive oil pan. The 2UZ in that 4Runner actually slung a rod, so it's got a brand new baffle plate because the old one was bashed in. Got the oil return for the turbo, the pan portion. Pickup tube is new with the seal and the dipstick, ready to rock. There's like the oil gallery front and rear O-rings. Got a Sequoia alternator from a 2UZ Sequoia. I believe it's like 150 amps versus like 80 or 90 that comes on the LS400. It has a harness with it as well, like to help wire it in. Denso Reman starter, and then a Denso AC compressor. And over here, this was like $30 in this box, so it's super, super cheap. Thought I'd give it a try. It actually is an AEM LS EV6 injector harness. When I get some injectors, we'll see if it works. I don't know. $30, I thought I'd try it. Cam position, crank position sensors, plugs, 3.5 bar map, intake air temp. There's a bunch of pigtails in here for like really everything on the whole engine. Crank seals, rear main seal, you know, all that fun stuff. This is like some remote oil filter mounting stuff with the oil pressure sensor and, you know, the billet block for the remote mount. Turbo stuff, oil drain, fitting here, oil feed, you know, oil cooler, radiator. But what I've really been kind of nerding out about is like the fuel system. So right now in the mail, I've got like a GM Flex Fuel setup coming with like the sensor and like a mounting bracket. It's all 8AN, you know, pretty neat. So what that'll enable is the ability to run E85 or any ethanol mixed in with pump gas if needed. So if you can't find ethanol, no big deal. You can just go run pump gas. And it senses the ethanol content and adjusts the tune accordingly, like on the fly. That's a capability in Megasquirt, so pretty cool. So I'm really questioning the output of my fuel pump now. It's a Walbro 450. So I know like with ethanol, you really got to step that up. I have to consider that with injectors as well. So I might need to go like 1,000 cc just to be safe, but there's the fuel pressure regulator filter with the stainless element, you know, bunch of braided stuff. But yeah, excited, you know, to be coil on plug. I've got GTR R35 coils from Platinum Racing Products in the mail as well. It's a long ride from Australia, so they'll probably be here in like a month, but yeah, I'm excited. Just thought I'd give you guys an update. I know it's been a long time. Maybe it won't make it so long before I do this again. All right, guys, thanks.